Welcome to Travel Ball Select. I'm Rick Goff, National Director for Travel Ball Select, and I am joined today by the 13U East Cobb Astro coach, Wes Etheridge, who we just named the #1 team in the country for 13U. Wes, that's back-to-back years being #1. How does that feel?
Well, I guess the kids played hard and they deserve it. Feels pretty good, I guess.
Yeah, that's 2 years now. You went wire to wire. From preseason to midseason to the end of the season rankings. That's not an easy task to accomplish. Having a bullseye on your back the entire season, and you get the best pitching that everyone sees. They want to beat you. How do you get your guys up game after game to compete at that level?
Well, we've been together 2 years, and it's a good group of guys. They all enjoy playing with each other. Like if I have 14, 15 kids there, the kids on the bench are rooting for the kids out in the field. And when I pull a kid, the kid who comes off the field is rooting for the kid. It's a lot of team chemistry, and they're winners. They know how to win. I mean, they play football also, and they're very successful in football. So I think that adds to it on the baseball field also. And they never give up. They just think they can beat no matter what the score is, as you know. They come back from down 5 in 1 inning. They can come back. We've done it multiple times.
Now, you guys pulled the double this year. You won the TBS Nationals, and then you went out and won the PG World Series, beating everybody along the way to leave no doubt about where you guys stand as far as the 13U season goes. In our meetings, it was unanimous that you were going to be #1 this year. But let's talk a little bit about your team. There's a perception out there that, your team had a lot of reclassed kids, and that was the reason for your success last year, because you had a lot of 14-year-old kids on your 12-year-old team. We heard those same rumors this year. So I'm going to give you a chance to set the record straight here with everybody and tell us the makeup of your team.
Look, we follow the same rules. You can only have 2 reclass kids, and they have to fall into a date, and we do. I guess, it was funny, beginning of the season, we started out playing 14s because everybody was playing 54-80. So then the rumor spread that we had to play 14, okay, because our kids were 14. And obviously that wasn't true, because then we went down to 13 when, all the teams started playing 60-90. I guess the best way to say it is, all they got to do is check the festival. I got 5 kids in it. The 4 East Coast kids are all of age. The only reclass kid is the West Coast, Calvo. Okay, he's one of our reclass kids. So I don't know why. I guess because we're big. And even though this year I didn't think we were that big compared to other teams, but my kids are legal. I had 2 reclass kids. As you know, when I came out to your tournament, when I was at PG, it's funny. They don't talk about all these mercenary teams that they put together that have supposedly the best players in the country from every state. But yet my team is built exact same team. As I was at 12, I was at 13. It's the same team. The same guys who they said at 12 were illegal, and now at 13, they're saying they're illegal. No, it's a good team. We practice together. We work together, and that's why they're successful. You know what? We didn't go out and pick up all these guys week in and week out to try and win championships. We stuck with our players, and as you saw, I brought up 2 or 3 Navy players throughout the year to help us when we had injuries. I didn't go out and pick up players left and right. So I don't know why they keep saying that. Doesn't bother me at all. At the end of the day, we're at 14s now where everything's legal. So, and I'm going to have pretty much the same team again with two or three reclass for the whole year, and that's it. Same kids I've had for 2 years.
So, it probably goes back to what you said at the beginning of your statement. You played 14s at the beginning of the year of the 13-year-old level because you wanted to play 60-90. You didn't want to play 54-80. So you go up there and you play that. The rumors start flying that that's the reason because you have to. And you got to love the traveled baseball world. Rumors, they say truth. Rumors spread faster than the truth, and it's something that that has followed you around for 2 years. So I'm glad we got a chance to go on record, set it straight. I know there was a lot of shocked people when they saw the same kids that they thought were illegal at 12 back again at 13, and they're going to see those same kids again at 14, correct?
Yes. And again, they're probably going to say I'm cheating. So, you know what? I mean, you've known me for years. The people that really know me, I run a lot of programs at East Cobb. I run the Astros 14 down basically. And I've got too much to risk to cheat to win a trophy. I mean, I got to do things right, or it will spread through all my teams, and I run 12 to 14 teams. So I don't mind what they say. Doesn't bother me. I think a lot of it now is they just say it to say it. They don't really mean it. They just run with it. So some of them just poke at me with it, and I'm okay with that.
Well, let's go back to the beginning of the 13-year-old season. You called me early on in the season, and you told me, you said, "Hey, Rick, I'm going to tell you, this team at 13 is going to be better than our defending national champion 12-year-old team." And you've been doing this a long time. What led you to that belief? Because the season you came off at 12, that's hard to top, but you did. You topped it at 13.
Well, a lot of it has to do with same kids again. I mean, it's just like anything. If you go to a job and you got the same workers every year, your production is better. It was the same thing. They bought into it, had a big, strong team. So going to 60-90 didn't hurt us. We added one or two pieces to the puzzle that helped us out. We started off with injuries, but once we got healthy, and I just thought the way we played, the way we were practicing, I was like, you know what? We're better suited now than we were the previous year. And
is that
I really
based
meant
on,
it.
is that based going because you went to the bigger fields? You thought that was going to make you better going to the bigger fields?
Yeah, we were prepared for it. I had 13, 14 kids that could handle that. And like I said, we came out of the gate with 2 or 3 guys who couldn't throw due to football and basketball. And I brought up a couple of Navy guys, and they stuck all year. They had Westbrook and Barton had great years for us. And, it got us over the hump early in the season. Another reason I played 14s, I didn't mind losing a game. Like, I thought it would help us grow as a team. And then it just kept going and going. So look, like I told you, I think our 14-year-old team is going to be probably better than our 13-year-old team. I brought in a couple of pieces of the new puzzle. And if it works out right, I think we're going to have another strong season.
So you're telling me once again, 13 was better than 12. Now you're telling me 14 is going to be better than 13?
You know what? We should be, yes. I think we're very, very, very deep in pitching. And I think we might be, yes.
How many games did you lose at 14? Not overall, just 14. How many 14-year-old games did you lose this year?
0.
So if my memory serves me correct, and we talked about this, at 12U, you lost 5 games. At 13U, you lost 2 games.
Yeah.
So does that mean at 14 you're going to lose 0?
No. We might lose more games. That doesn't mean we're not a better team. I just think,
right.
I've worked some of them out early. Like I said, I sent some of my 9th graders into our 15U program. So I replaced them with other players that people will know. I'm not going to say names now, but their name, people know who they are. So I think overall we're a little stronger on the bump. Our defense is good. Our offense is good, but our pitching's a lot deeper going into 14s now.
Well, let's talk about the TBS Nationals a little bit. Let me take your memory back here. You guys went undefeated in pool play. You guys come out the number 1 seed going into bracket play, but bracket play wasn't a cakewalk for you guys. You guys had a real tough game with Motor City Hit Dogs, 6-3 ball game. then you get into the winners bracket finals, and the Banditos actually got you there, 6-5. What do you remember about that game?
Look, Banditos, be honest, at 12s, they jumped all over us. We got, we had to come back and beat them at 12. They're a great program, great team. We had chances. We made a couple mistakes. They capitalized on them. They threw good. They hit good. They're a well-coached team. Same with the Hit Dogs. I mean, listen, as you know, like on any given day, the top 5 teams can beat up on each other. And we were fortunate to come back and beat them a couple of games, but those weren't easy games neither. And like I said, if I play those 2 teams over and over again, we're going to lose a couple of games here and there. They're just that good of teams.
Yeah, it's the TBS was definitely stacked with high level 13-year-old teams. It handed you one of your 2 losses. Your other loss came in a PBR tournament in Atlanta, correct?
Yes. That's what's funny. Everybody talks about PG. We didn't lose a game in PG. I lost a pool play game in PBR. And when I say lost, we lost it. I mean, they beat us. They beat us up. And then we lost to Banditos in TBS, which, and like I said, they could, no matter where I play them, they match up well with us. And it's always going to be a war.
Yeah, there was a lot of close games in the bracket play at TBS, a lot of one-run games, a lot of very competitive games all the way throughout the tournament, including the finals. I mean, the final score was 8-4 because it is double elimination, and you guys got to come back and beat the Banditos. Well, in game 1, you had to beat them. You beat them 11-9. Then you turn around in the second game and beat them 8-4. So, very competitive games. You guys finished there. You guys head out to PG to the World Series, and the path was a little different in the PG World Series as you run ruled everybody at PG up until the championship game before you finally got a chance to meet ZT. And it was basically a battle for who was going to be number 1 in the country, right? It's the first time you guys met this year. Last year, you guys met 3 times with you going 2-1 against them last year, correct? 2-1?
Yeah. Yes.
And this was the only meeting of this year in the finals of the PG World Series. You guys come out on top 10-6. What do you remember about that game?
They're good. Their team, once again, their team I thought was better at 13 than they were 12. They were a lot more athletic. They could always hit, play defense, and throw, but they could run this year a lot better than I thought at 12. What I remember is them hitting a couple of home runs and taking a 3-run lead going into, I think it was going into the 6th. I think it was top of 6.
Late in the game.
Yeah, top of 6. It was tied, I think 3-3, and they hit a couple of home runs. And I wouldn't say they celebrated premature, but I mean, you hit a couple of home runs at the top of the 6th with the pitching they had.
You get excited.
Yeah, you do. And when I say they're excited, I'm not saying they were like being in your face excited, because they were not. They were just excited. You could tell.
Respectfully excited.
Yes, very, very. We get along good with that team, believe it or not. I respect what they do there. They have a hell of a team. They made a mistake. They had one error in the bottom of the 6th, and it opened the floodgates. And one thing about my team is, if you make a mistake or you do something wrong and you give us a little bit of hope, all of a sudden we just take it and run. And that's what happened. They made an error, and it opened the floodgates, and then we just started hitting the ball, and everything seemed to bounce our way after that.
I talked to a lot of coaches, Wes, whether it's 9U all the way up to 13U, and they all echo that same sentiment. They can get away with errors playing in their local tournaments, but when they come to a big event like TBS or PGI, those errors get magnified 10 times. You can't get away with them.
No, you cannot.
Because these teams make you pay about that. So, well, let's talk about what's next on the horizon for the East Cobb Astros. 13U Orange going into 14U. I talked to you earlier, and you guys we're going to expand our division to 14s next year for TBS Nationals. You guys are coming back you are you have a chance to do something that no other team in TBS history has done, and that's three-peat. We also ZT Elite out of California has the same chance in the 13s next year, and they're coming back. So it's going to be a race between you guys to see who's going to be the first one, if anyone does three-peat. 14 is going to be a little tougher, right? They make changes. The field's still 60-90, but you have to go to drop 3 BB core. And you know as well as anyone, that makes a big difference.
Huge difference. Huge. You know what? A drop 3, I mean, we're built for it, but it's still got to be able to swing it. Plus, you know, with the age difference now, there's no guidelines. You know, but that being said, then you got the 9th graders coming back to certain teams. I mean, it is going to be tougher. I think it's going to be a lot tougher, but you forgot to mention where it's at. So that kind of takes a little toughness off of it, because I believe, if I'm correct, there's ocean around where we're going.
There's a little bit of water. Rumor has it there's a little bit of water in Myrtle Beach.
You know, I'm from Huntington Beach, so any type of beach water, I mean, that makes up for if you have a bad game, you just go to the beach and relax. As long as you don't get stung by a jellyfish or something, it works out pretty good.
Right. That does happen. That does cure a lot of ill will right away.
Yeah, but
well,
we definitely will be there. We definitely will be coming.
Well, listen, I appreciate you taking the time to join us today. Congratulations on being the 13U #1 team in the entire country. Well deserved, well earned. Good job to you and your boys.
Hey, I appreciate Rick, and I'll be seeing and talking to you soon, bud.
All right, sounds good. Thanks.
Thank you. Bye-bye.